My 5 top supplements for women. First are adaptogenic herbs. These are naturally occurring plant-based compounds that can help mitigate stress, anxiety, and buffer cortisol. Some are relaxing, like Relora and lemon balm and rhodiola, and others can be stimulating, holy basil, ashwagandha. Quality, like with all supplements, is absolutely critical. So if you're looking for loose herbs, so when I talk about loose herbs, I'm talking about powders. I like shaman shack or moon juice. Be careful because ashwagandha tends to be a little bit bitter, so for a lot of people it's an acquired taste. I also like tinctures. My favorite is actually Herb Pharmacy. They have lemon balm, and I can put it in my water throughout the day if I'm feeling particularly stressed. And then you can take things like rhodiola or Relora right before bed. Now, if you're dealing with a lot of stress, you're concerned about your sleep quality, a really good test to look into is the Dutch. It's dried urine and saliva. You can look online and find a provider in your area that can help you interpret that. Next is magnesium, which is one of my favorite electrolytes. It's also a critical micronutrient and is really important for nearly every biologic process, but we think about it mostly for sleep and relaxation. And I'm getting ready to record a video about leptin, and I'm going to talk to you about leptin resistance and low magnesium. We know that magnesium oftentimes can be depleted related to stress, as well as magnesium depleted soils, even if you're eating organic. Now, personally, I like multiple variations of magnesium, not just one. When I was working in cardiology as an NP, I got very, very savvy with repletion of electrolytes. So I start with transdermal, which means skin absorbed, and I really like the brand Ancient Minerals. They have both a lotion and a spray, and either of them work really effectively. I like magnesium soaks, and specifically magnesium flakes with a combination of borax and baking soda will help absorb and potentiate the absorption of the magnesium, as well as orally. Not those things together, but an oral supplement. I like magnesium threonate because it helps to cross the blood-brain barrier, and I also like chelated magnesium. This is actually what I'm taking right now. I take it twice a day. And then there are other formulations that are very bioavailable, but can also help with if you're struggling with constipation or having daily bowel movements, and that's magnesium glycinate. You want to avoid magnesium oxide, which we used to use quite a bit in cardiology till I found out otherwise. Only about 11% of magnesium oxide is bioavailable, meaning if you consume it, only about 11% of the supplement will actually be absorbed by the body. Now, what is the best test to check your magnesium levels? I like an RBC, or red blood cell magnesium. That is definitely a better superlative test to get a sense for intracellular magnesium stores. Next is Seriphos. This is without a doubt one of my favorites. It's phosphatidylserine. It helps to blunt cortisol as well as the stress response. It can be very beneficial for sleep support and helps with a healthy cell membrane. So it's very brain supportive. Again, if you're struggling with sleep and struggling with stress, you can use the Dutch test. That's the dried urine and saliva test. I do not recommend purchasing supplements on Amazon. You absolutely want to work directly with your healthcare provider to get high quality access to better quality supplements. Next is vitamin D. This is without a doubt one of the most underrated but most important minerals and hormones that we need in our diets. If we are not getting adequate sun exposure, if we are not getting enough vitamin D in our diet, and most of us are not, we absolutely want to be very deliberate about this. So especially in light of the current worldwide pandemic, we know that vitamin D is critical for not only immune support, but also insulin sensitivity. So when we look at a predominantly metabolically unhealthy population, really important that our vitamin D levels are adequate. So during winter, I take 10,000 units. This is the brand Designs for Health that I really like. You also want to ensure that you're getting adequate sunlight exposure. Much easier said than done if it's summer or springtime. It's still cold where I am, so there's not a lot of skin that gets exposed to the sun, and you want to make sure you're taking plenty of vitamin D with healthy fats. You can test your vitamin D levels at least twice a year. I always recommend doing it once in the summer, once in the winter, to really get a sense of whether or not you require supplementation. And I like to see those values above 50, preferably above 60, to really get a good sense of how well your body is supported. Last but not least is curcumin. This is actually the active compound found in turmeric. And so, you can cook with turmeric and curcumin. Obviously, that is the best way to use it. But I'm also a realist, and so I may not be using that every day. We know that curcumin has profound anti-inflammatory benefits. You will oftentimes see that it's suggested you consume with black pepper, which will actually increase the bioavailability, potentiate the bioavailability of it. This is a product by Designs for Health. It's curcumin eval. Really easy. My husband and I take one of these every day. Really easy way to get that added curcumin into your diet if you're not consuming turmeric on a daily basis.